Yoghurt has long been recognised as a fermented milk product that launches the process of digestion, and a recent study says yoghurt can prevent gastritis and stomach ulcers. Yoghurt entered into the list of healthy foods because it contains a lot of calcium, protein and other nutrients such as probiotics needed for health. A clinical study in Japan recently mentioned that yoghurt may fight bacteria that cause stomach ulcers and gastritis, or stomach ulcers. Yoghurt is one food that is extremely nutritious. Don't run to your local grocery store and grab yoghurt because most of it is loaded with sugar and other additives that may make it do more harm than good. Be careful with terms like low-fat yoghurt. As mentioned previously, this means very little at the grocery store. Read the label and choose real yoghurt. If the store yoghurt contains fruit, it also contains added sugar and preservatives. Buy plain 100% all-natural yoghurt and add your own fruit. This will keep you fit, increase your energy levels, and keep your digestive system regular. It also helps prevent colon cancer. It is the perfect fuel for a more efficient body. Another good energy source is whole grain. Wheat, brown rice, and whole grain pasta are great power foods that you can include in your diet. Don't waste too much time worrying about the amount of carbohydrates that you need daily when eating whole grain. The reputation of grains has taken a hit in recent years due to the prevalence of low-carb diets like Atkins and Paleo. I mentioned the diet wars and how the diet gurus have divided into wearing factions over which diet plan is best. Both camps have value and are right to a point, but when it comes to energy efficiency, too much of one is as bad as too little of another. It is important to address the nutritional differences between a whole grain and a refined grain. A whole grain contains all three parts of the grain kernel, known as the germ, bran, and endosperm, whereas a refined grain contains only endosperm, where the majority of the grain starch is housed. Whole grains are rich in vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals, as well as fibre that slow the digestion process. When a grain is refined, much of the beneficial fibre is lost. It is therefore important to emphasise whole grains and limit refined grains in the diet as much as possible. I had to learn that whole grain in the grocer was not the same as whole grain. There was a big difference between the two. Not knowing the difference caused me to not lose weight. I had to eliminate all bread from my diet until I learned that there is a difference between grocery store whole grain and whole grain. Knowing the difference saved my life. Bread found on store shelves is not whole grain. Read the labels. Whole wheat, multigrain bread. There are two common types of wheat used in modern foods. Durum wheat, found in pasta, and bread wheat, used in most other wheat-containing foods. Wheat is characterised by the protein gluten, which allows the products to rise and contributes to the chewiness of breads and the ability to stretch pasta. It is important, especially with whole wheat products, to check the ingredient label and ensure you aren't buying an enriched product. Real whole wheat is a good source of manganese, fibre and B vitamins. Although vitamins B1, B2, B3 and iron are added back to enriched products, they will never match the levels of the original whole grain. Again, be careful in the grocery store buying whole grain bran or whole wheat bread. Chances are very likely it is not whole anything. Read the label because store breads usually contain preservatives and additives, which is telltale that it is not whole grain. There is no reason to add anything to whole. It already has everything. Brown rice. While whole grain rice is typically brown, it can also come in a variety of colours, including black, purple or red. Rice is a staple in various diets throughout the world, but only the rice with its bran and germ constitutes a whole grain. Brown rice is rich in manganese and selenium, and while it is somewhat lower in fibre than other whole grains, it is one of the world's most easily digestible foods. Oatmeal, cereals. Oats are a great way to start your day off with whole grain. Steel-cut oats are the closest to the grain's natural form, but take 20 to 30 minutes to cook. If you're tight on time, the old-fashioned or regular oats are just as rich in fibre and will cook in a quarter of the time. In addition to the fibre that will keep you full until lunchtime, oats contain manganese, selenium and phosphorus. Quinoa. Quinoa is one of the smaller grains and can be found in multiple colours, including red, black and purple. It is a traditional in-can grain that is actually a relative of beets and Swiss chard. However, the consistency is similar to whole wheat couscous or bulgur, making quinoa a popular addition to soups, salads or side dishes.